so for us, back to like what outcomes do we expect to see? A few very specific ones. I don't really think of SU as a university or an educational institution only. If that's all we did, I'm not interested really. It's amazing the forum we have. I think of SU more of as a think tank and an incubator to a large degree, because at every one of these programs, some really cool ideas come out of it, and a couple of people get together and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. And then we have all of our faculty base and our alumni in this global community saying, that's a great idea. Can I invest? Can I be a part of it? So today we have about 22 SU companies, which are ideas that turned into corporations that are getting...
Can you name one or two? Are they names we would know?
Sure, maybe. They're still small companies. A couple notable ones. A fun one. The first one was called Get Around, which is a small startup in San Francisco. They were inspired by the future of autonomous vehicles, which is coming. It's going to happen very soon. And they realized, okay, well, if you play that out if you look and try to skate to the exponential puck.
Oh, the exponential puck. Right? I like that.
At some point very soon, we're not going to need to own cars because there's going to be a fleet of autonomous vehicles that are purpose specific. And so,
and I can go like this. Glass, get me a vehicle?
Yes, probably. And actually, Glass, get me the vehicle that's going to take me to the office, or Glass, get me the vehicle that's going to take me to the bar. And those should be two different vehicles.
The one that takes me to the bar
should be having the music playing and should have beer in a cooler, right? So that's a big opportunity. Get Around saw that, like, that's where it's headed, guaranteed. So what are the next steps to it, and what are the opportunities? So they created a peer-to-peer car sharing program where 80% of the cars on the street are not doing anything but are great tools.
Oh, and is that still called Get Around?
Get Around, yeah.
Okay.
And there are a few others that have come up since then too. And it's basically, if you want to rent my car, it's parked out. I have a nice Tesla, it's parked out front. You can just go and say, I want to rent it. There's some credibility things. Oh, you're okay person. I'll let you rent my car. The financial transaction happens. You go to the car, you open the door, start the engine with the app.
With the app. Okay.
Right. So you don't have to. You don't have to come find me or get the keys or anything. So it's a cool new model. So that was the first little SU company that we had. It was interesting. Today there are some really transformative ones. Other than that, one is called Matternet that came out 2 years ago. They looked at. Did you see the Amazon commercial recently? That was the holiday commercial about Amazon delivering
with the drone. Yeah, right.
Well, that's a few years away. Except Matternet 2 years ago said, hey, there are villages in Haiti that have just been disrupted and can't get access to medicine. There's no roads. They can't get medicine.
Right. I was just in Uganda. I can tell you there's places in Uganda like that.
And so in Uganda, good example. Well, actually, Uganda's not a great example, but there are various rural villages in Uganda that there's never going to be investment for a road system that we're going to have trucking and transport of goods like we have in the U.S. It's never going to happen. So what if we could leapfrog that similarly to the way we leapfrog having telephone lines across Africa? Because mobile technology came up, and now we have 70% cell phone penetration across Africa, whereas 10 years ago it was 10.
Right.
What if we leapfrog the transportation of goods, infrastructure requirements, by using drones to deliver goods? So Matternet said, let's create a network of hubs that drones will pick up goods and go from hub to recharge, pick up goods, and deliver them to villages in anywhere. And now that whole network of hubs moving matter. And it's called the Matter.
Oh, moving matter. It's kind of the drone FedEx of the developing world.
So they've been doing a pilot program in Haiti.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Right? So that's fun. Let's see, two others that I think are really exciting. One is called Genome Compiler. This should scare the hell out of you, actually. They created... You know about DNA? DNA, stuff. So Genome Compiler, since we've now sequenced a lot of genomes, and there's an open source genome project that actually has published genomes information out in the world, Genome Compiler created an app. It's actually kind of a nice drag and drop app that you can download genome information, and you can take specific genes and subsets and other things and manipulate them. So you could take, I'm not a biologist.
Are you going to create a new human being?
So you could imagine taking downloading off the open source genome project a jellyfish genome and identifying the fluorescence gene, and download an elm tree genome, and you could take that fluorescence gene and kind of stick it in there. It's way more complicated than that, but it is a drag and drop application that can help you do this, and it helps you identify the targets and everything else.
So now you have a fluorescing elm tree?
And then you can take that new DNA that you just created. Oh, and which, by the way, you can write your name and other stuff in that DNA to make sure that this new DNA code is identifiable to you, which Craig Venter did in 2010 with the first synthetic life form.
Oh, okay.
Which is a fun
takes care of some IP issues.
Potentially, right?
Okay.
It at least shows who created it. And then you send that new code that you just created to a DNA synthesis shop. You basically print, and it sends that code to a DNA synthesis shop, which there are several. And a week later, they'll send you a test tube with DNA that they synthesize that is your code that you sent to them. And then you can essentially take that DNA and pipette it and replace the DNA of a cell of an elm tree and grow a fluorescing elm tree.
Okay. But you could take this to some really weird places.
Yes, you can. And if you're interested in sort of seeing the flurry of this, they launched a Kickstarter program last year called the Glowing Plant Kickstarter. And for $20 you get a seed that'll do a glowing plant. A lot of controversy, a lot of questions, and a great awareness campaign to the fact that this technology exists. And really, a 12-year-old with some instruction in a garage can re-engineer organisms.
So I see. So my grandkids can start creating their own communities, right? Special ordered, right for them.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting and scary.